award-winning actress you know from her work on SNL, Loot, Big Mouth, and Bridesmaids. She's making her Broadway debut as Mary Todd Lincoln in Oh, Mary, which is playing at the Lyceum Theater here in New York. Please welcome back to the show, the one, the only, Maya Rudolph, everybody.
I think I'm good.
I mean, you're a Broadway darling.
I'm a Broadway.
You're a Broadway baby.
I'm a Broadway
You're
baby.
a Broadway baby. Now, this is, I mean, for all your accomplishments, was this something that you had on your, like, to-do list? To do Broadway?
Quite honestly, yes. Like, maybe before SNL, and I'm not even joking.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Truly, like, when I was a little scrappy peanut, I thought, like, one day I'm gonna make it on Broadway, Ma.
Right. And were you thinking at the time, you're like, I'll play a historically inaccurate Mary Todd Lincoln?
Yeah. Yes. Isn't that weird?
It is weird. Now it makes a lot of sense. This is incredible. I mean, this show has already had, you know, a run unlike any other. And you know, just shout out to Cole Scola and the incredible work and everybody who. But this week, the highest box office yet of its run was your week on the show.
That's crazy.
You know, I've seen the show 3 times. I can't wait to see it with you. Our friend Andy Samberg has already called me. He went and saw the show.
I know. He called you?
He called me. He's like, you can't. He's like, it's everything you want it to be, and ×2. So he just said it was the greatest thing ever. And you had your opening night or your first night.
Yes, last week.
Paul and your children came.
My parents came.
Oh my God.
Paul came. My kids came, and. Talk about like a full circle moment of life.
Yeah.
Like realizing your childhood dream and then looking in the audience and seeing your children sitting next to your dad. I lost it.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you seem pretty calm here as you notice your family.
That's when I saw Pearl.
This is the face you make when your kids come back from like a long trip of sea.
Like you're still alive.
You made it and they made it!
That was the moment I saw my daughter Pearl, who is here in New York, and she helped me run my lines like every night to get ready for the show.
Now, and again, because, I mean, again, for those who haven't seen it, like, this is, as one might expect from the title, this is the lead. There's a lot of lines.
That's what I realized.
You're out there most of the show.
Whole time.
You know, and it's kind of, you know, it's so tightly written.
Yeah.
So you want to, you know, obviously there's plenty of room for performance and making your own, but like the actual dialogue, you want to get it right. So you had 10 days to learn it.
10 days.
That is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
I know, and I thought at first, like, I guess I should be flattered that they think I know how to do that.
Well, that is this assumption of people that come from SNL.
And that's the thing, and I kept saying, I love that you think I can do this, but we read cue cards.
Yeah.
Like, we're lazy.
Right.
I haven't memorized anything in years. I can't remember what I'm doing when I walk into the kitchen. Like, I can't remember what I came in for. How am
Do you think we should have Wally do cue cards in our kitchens?
Yes.
Oh my God. I would love so much if I walked in and he's like, oat milk.
He was like, you came for toenail clippers.
But it is so funny. I mean, look, the thing about SNL is you don't get nervous in front of a live audience.
Right.
But the idea of like the learning, I remember when I started doing this show, people would be like, oh, you'll be so good at interviewing people because you interview people in Weekend Update. And I'm always like, that's scripted.
It's all scripted. I know, have you noticed a lot of people say, well, like, you know what you're doing because you guys improvised on SNL. I was like, who improvised when you were there?
No, it's very funny too. It's their way of being like, because nobody could have written that ending.
That's probably where
You're
it
like, no,
comes from.
we worked on that for a week, the whole week.
And
they're like, oh, and that's the best you could do. It's like,
Yeah, we're actually professionals.
Yeah, no, that was on multiple cue cards. We all signed off on that. But so you had 10 days to learn it.
It was like fantasy basketball camp.
Yeah.
Like they throw you in, and every day you're like, I don't think I'm gonna make it. And you're like, and then the next day you're like, I can dribble now. Like, I think I'm gonna be okay.
You were even saying that basically this week was the first time where you're like, you're walking on a stage confident you know it all.
I would say maybe like last Friday was like which was the end of the first week of doing it. I was like, I think I know my lines now.
When it was over, you told the audience, you're like, you're the first people this week to see the actual play.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry to all the other people that paid money.
I think everybody's very happy. I think everybody's very happy. You, obviously, multiple performers have taken on this role. You know some of them. Yeah. Did you speak to anybody? Did you reach out and talk to anybody before they did it?
I spoke to Jane Krakowski about it, who really got in my head how heavy the dress was. And at first, I was like, how is it, Jane? And she's like, it's so hard. And I thought, if you think it's hard,
because she's a pro,
you're a Broadway professional. Like, I should not be here. It's really hard. But I have to say, what's so incredible about the show is it invites people like me or anyone who brings what they do to it. And I've never felt like I could be more myself and still, pay respect to an existing show. And so it's like, for ham bones like me, it's the best job in the world.
Well, and it is that amazing thing that Cole did, is they started from the place of, this is not going to be based in the reality of this person, right? It's going to be loosely, based on like historical events, but any performer who steps into the role doesn't have to like adhere to like who Mary Todd Lincoln was. It's just like, it is like built for a performer to make it their own.
And built for a performer to do all the things that they want to do and get to do. And that's why I think it's lived for so long. And that's why every Mary that comes in it's a new show.
Yeah. So. I said this backstage, but one of the sketches of yours that we always talk about, especially on the Lonely Island podcast, is when you sang the national anthem. And I highly recommend everybody go on YouTube and watch it. But like, there's 57 moves within 4 minutes. And Andy said Andy's like, it's like 80 minutes of watching her sing the national anthem. So for anybody who is on the fence, hopefully that's it. But I have a lot more questions. We'll be right back with more from Maya. Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Maya Rudolph. We talked about. I feel like I have like this sort of exalted status where I've been invited to a few hangouts with like this like golden era SNL women, the SNL ladies, and it's kind of crazy to think that right now you're on Broadway, and then Rachel Dratch and Ana Gasteyer are both on Broadway and also both Tony nominated. Our friends,
isn't that incredible?
It is just, again, like, it's not like anyone who ever spent any time with you guys had doubts about, like, what you were capable of. It's just so cool right now to see it in this whole new form on Broadway. And then your bridesmaid's pal, Rose Byrne, also.
Also on Broadway.
Also Tony nominated.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty remarkable. These ladies, we're really banging up the boards.
You're banging the boards.
Yeah.
Everybody's very happy with how you guys are banging the boards. The Bridesmaids crew got together at the Oscars. The Oscars was a special night for a lot of you.
It was.
Obviously, you were there with Paul, and then you also got to hang out with your old Bridesmaids pals.
Yeah.
Was it so nice to have this as part of a night? It was probably pretty stressful.
It was extra stressful to then say, and would you like to present?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm already stressed out, but okay.
You were also, you were on camera a fair amount. Like, obviously, when they would cut to Paul, you were in the shot. So were you hyper aware, because One Battle After Another had so many nominations?
Yes.
And then did you have to, like, find your on-camera face for nomination moments?
Yeah, because all night I was sitting there like this. And then the camera would come on, and I was like... No, it's actually it's very nerve-wracking, as I'm sure you know, because there's somebody like this all night.
Yeah.
And it's one thing when you go to those things or if you're going to present, but to have that constant underarm sweat of like, what if they call his name? Then he has to go up and speak.
Yes.
What does that look like?
Well, also the perform, because I think if they call your name, like, then instinct takes over. When they don't call your name, that's when you have to perform, I'm okay with this.
Both sides are horrible.
Yeah. I remember being at an Emmys once where I was on the aisle and we were nominated, and they came, the camera's right here, and I'm like, they can't be this close if I lost. And then we lost, and I was like,
oh, it's horrible. Oh, it's so horrible. It's so cheesy.
Yeah, but it was nice, and congratulations to Paul and his incredible movie.
That was a wild night.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I don't, yeah, it's so weird to go to those things and then you say like, it doesn't matter if you win. But then you see the person you love win and you're like, winning is fun.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
so fun.
no, there's really something to it.
At a certain point, he was like, is this night going by fast? And I was like, yeah, because you're winning.
Yeah. Time goes so fast
So
when things
much
are going
faster
well.
when you're winning. Remember that.
Yeah. We talked about how this was a dream of yours, Broadway. Theater camp kid back in the day?
Big time. But like, it wasn't like Frenchwood's theater, like professional theater camp. It was like my high school teacher did a thing called production camp. So
Got it.
I did a lot of like, you know, runaway kids, like singing songs.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Like a lot of music, like original musicals.
I see,
think
right.
I was a character named Crackers.
Okay.
Because like Crackers is crazy. I think Crackers.
So this was
Crackers is comedy
this
relief.
was an unlicensed camp that did not have the rights to Broadway
That's
musicals.
right. Yeah,
And
no, we didn't.
So you had a teacher who mostly was trying. Obviously now you realize trying to trick you into running away.
That's right. And make money off
And
it.
make money off it and giving you names, undercooked names like Crackers.
Some might say undercooked. Some might say perfect.
What is you have a show tonight?
Yeah, like
So-
when I leave here.
You go right over.
Yeah.
Will you have time? Do you have pre-show prep and will you have time for it having been here?
I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
I try to warm up.
Yeah.
I try to warm up a little bit,
Yep.
warm up my voice, and then do like really embarrassing like warm-ups, like blow through a straw. My vocal coach gave me like a kazoo, and Joan Lader, she's great.
But I mean, I would imagine it's an impossible show to do without warming up. It would seem like very irresponsible and unsafe.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
correct.
yeah.
And I, by the way, I also still don't really know what I'm doing, so I do it, but I feel like really self-conscious. Like, I hope no one in the hall can hear me. Like,
As you blow in your kazoo?
as I blow in my kazoo.
Yeah.
Which maybe is like not what you're supposed to do. I don't know.
The Broadway pros are like, oh, she's new.
Ooh, yeah.
She's still doing kazoo.
We're on banjo.
Also, congratulations, not just to you, but to the ticket buying public. Extended for 2 weeks, your run.
Yes,
in
it is.
O'Mary.
Yep.
Till July 5th.
Till July 5th.
So the window remains open for people to come and see you. Maya, I'm so excited to see it, and I'm so happy to have you here. It's so great to have you in New York City. Maya Rudolph, everybody. You can see Maya in O'Mary at the Lyceum Theater through July 5th. We'll be right back with Michael Gandolfini.